The story is making headlines in neighboring Uganda, where President Yoweri Museveni is facing mounting criticism after admitting that his government secretly detained two Kenyan activists, Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo, in what he described as freeges. The admission contradicts earlier claims by Ugandan security agencies that they did not know the activists' whereabouts. Haman Kamariki with the details.
Uganda President Yoweri Museveni acknowledged what many feared, that Kenyan activist Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo were in Ugandan custody after being arrested on 1st of October this year. They ended up in what Museveni casually described as freeges, accusing them of trying to export activism to Uganda.
Don't have any information to the effect that they are in police custody, nor do I have any information that they are accused by police.
That they are experts in riots. So they have come to train our people. Of course, with our very good intelligence system, they pick them up. And they have been in the fridge for some days.
A section of African leaders have warned against dictatorial leadership in the continent. Speaking during the Pan-African celebrations at Lukenya University, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and former Botswana President Ian Khama called for an end to state brutality.
African leaders must stop treating protesters as criminals. In the case of Kenya, in the case of my own country, a senior counsel went out there, PLO next to commit to maximum prison. It is totally unacceptable when an African leader, in order to stay in power, will resort to killing his or her own people.
Lawyer Michael Hisawere says Uganda had no legal mandate to abduct or detain Kenyan citizens without due process.
It's a chilly morning in Kapchorwa town, but this did not deter residents from streaming to the municipal grounds to listen to the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni, who was holding the second leg of campaign rallies in Sabine sub-region. The president arrived at the municipal grounds at about 2 p.m. with Kenya's deputy president William Ruto in the same car amid cheers from the people. He was welcomed by district leaders and later adorned with leaves to signify blessings by the elders who wished him good luck in the campaign. President Museveni then invited Ruto to address the people. The Kenyan deputy president is making his second visit to Uganda since October, where he was fast for 3 days. Ruto, whose home is in Eldoret across the border with Sabine land, came with a delegation of other Kenyan leaders. Ruto, who spoke the same dialect with the Sabine, then took the campaign podium and urged voters here to stick with President Yoweri Museveni because he's the one who would guarantee their future and social advancement. He then switched to English and repeated the same message, this time targeting the youth. The Kenyan deputy president told the young people that they have a long future ahead and should not vote for someone who would ruin it.
Young people must be at the forefront to vote for leadership that will guarantee peace and stability so that we can build our economy, expand opportunities for young people so that we can eliminate poverty and create jobs.
Ironically, early when addressing a joint press conference with President Yoweri Museveni at Kapchorwa State Lodge, Ruto said he had not come to campaign for President Yoweri Museveni.
I think President Museveni has been campaigning in Uganda for a very long time, and he has sufficient experience, and he has sufficient knowledge. I do not think he requires the support of Kenyans to campaign for him to be elected by the people of Uganda. So I think we better...
Museveni. wali omanyi gwa bisobola wekka oli ne babeesije bo gwe bw'obeera ne ba Ruto ne bajja okukukampeyiningirako oli.
I didn't think we were going to come out alive because we were being abducted by the military. We have been kept by the military in Uganda for this, under the Special Forces Command. We're going to release more details to you in a short while after we get some medical attention. We've not been eating for about 14 days myself. I've been fasting. It's been very difficult. But thank you so much for your solidarity.
Gwe bw'ositula Ruto najja nakukampeyiningirira obeera mutuufu. Gundi olulala waleeta Odinga Raila okuva e Kenya.
Know what happened to us. And if you look at the whole spectrum, look at it. People are saying more than 20,000 Tanzanians have been killed out of what happened the other day from the elections, which were never elections. President Museveni comes up and says, oh, you know what, we picked up those little rabbits. And by the way, I say this with a lot of humility because Museveni is a personal friend. The question I want to ask the Ugandan president is this. In 1978, he walked into my home in Kisii. By that time, I mean, my father was a minister in government. Museveni needed to be kept and hidden away from Obote's people. He brought his Ugandan people who were teachers in a school that my father owned, who were his intelligence officers. What would happen if all of them had been killed? What would happen if my father had handed over Museveni to Obote? Because at that time, it was the best thing to do. And yet, in reality, I'm a bit relieved that he didn't kill the two gentlemen who were arrested. So we are talking about Africa and Africans, especially East Africans. All of a sudden, we've just become something else that I personally never thought would happen again.
Right. I owe nothing to nobody. There's nobody I care about if you try to play around with it, because I owe nothing to you, not even to the government. If I am rich, it is because I worked for everything myself. I feel very proud. That's why I don't care about anybody.
To go and take over power from Mobutu Sese Seko.
These are the leaders in the DRC.
This was in the DRC. And the arrangement that he had with Mobutu is once you're in power, you need to bring some of my own people into your system. And the reason why he wanted to bring his own people into the system is that the Tutsis see themselves as a superior people to Bantus.
So please, the Daktari, William Ruto, come clean on your relationship with NRM. That's a party that has kept someone in the presidency for 3 decades. So are you planning to stay also for 3 decades as a president in Kenya when you win? Thank you so much.
Honorable. Thank you. I think Junet has said it all, but let me just maybe put into perspective 2 issues. Ruto's dalliance relationship, near marriage with Yoweri Museveni, it has all to do with disrupting the peace in this country. Every right-thinking person knows that NRM has never won any competitive democratic election. Museveni has never won any democratic election. What Museveni knows is how to destabilize, how to grab power by force. And so Ruto cannot claim to go to Uganda to learn on issues of how to win elections. Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda, should respect this country and know that we are not interested in importing his dictatorial tendencies that he has been exhibiting in Uganda. This is a democratic nation, a country that is guided by the rule of law, and that which has been nurtured for a very long time. We are bothered with this relationship with Uganda, and we are bothered with what is going to do in Uganda to destabilize. We are interested in the peace of this country. And as leaders of this country, we don't want any sign of a leader who is demonstrating signs of causing the instability in this country. We all know what we have seen previously, where people are incited to evict others from their own farms and killing people.
Corruption, greed, nepotism are things that is even are making Ugandans more disgusted in the leadership of our party in government. I'm speaking to you this because I know you are my shield, and I have to be honest.